So I have my last question to you, Naseef. Um, there are three different marketing strategies, and I don't expect you to give out a strategy completely, but sure, give us a direction for, let's say, somebody who's just starting out, 6 months to a year of presence, a startup, or I would say an early stage business, somebody who's in the middle stage. They've started generating revenue. Revenue lines are more or less defined, and there is traction in there. They're in the scale up stage, and then somebody who's in the full grown business kind of expansion, maybe geographically or vertically, horizontally kind of a space. How do the marketing strategies for each one of these three differ?
So for 0 to 1, I would have done almost exactly the same stuff that you're already doing, creating that platform, creating a lot of content, that would attract the eyeballs of founders. I think you can do a little more promotion on that front, talking, being a little louder about this, right? Because your website, given the nature of your business, you have to use it mostly for spreading news and all of
Correct.
that stuff. It has to look like a media website, right?
Yeah.
So it can't look like a business website, whereas you can use a platform like LinkedIn to make it look a little more professional and, you know, quote unquote friendly towards businesses.
Right.
So 0 to 1, I think you have done it, pretty well. Only that you have to be a little louder about what you do is what I feel. Now,
Sure.
from after that stage, what really matters is how you optimize a lot of these things. Probably there are 2 or 3 new channels that you can add. One of which could be trying to build a community around 2 or 3 niche. So you would have seen a lot of these tech communities that create a platform for tech people or tech enthusiasts to come together, and they have other services that they can offer to these people as well, right? It can be in different ways, but community marketing is one option, one new channel that you can probably explore.
Sure.
Now, coming back to optimizing what you're already doing, for example, targeted content. One what I mean by that is, for example, blogging. Can you focus more on SEO that is focused on the services that you are offering? Let's say podcasting, for example, right? You can write articles on what are the different ways and you can find podcasting opportunities, or how can you start your own podcast.
And
It
you're
can be
using
useful.
bigger only as an example. You're sort of also saying it for the larger. I mean, it could be a tech brand, it could be a SaaS brand, it could be a food brand, or a pet care brand for all we care. Broadly, you're saying that this is the kind of stuff that you do apart from the conventional that you're in any case doing, maybe digital marketing and SEO and things like that.
Exactly. So it's generic. It works for almost any kind of business. B2C
Yeah.
would be slightly different, but community-driven marketing, I think, works for both B2B and B2C. Plus collaborations, right? You see companies like Hirect and a lot of other companies doing collaborations with creators in the B2B space. Plus B2C, I don't have to tell you, it is getting big. So when I say collaborations, this is an example of a collaboration. But if you are into the B2C space, let's say you're offering uh, uh, travel, let's say you are a travel agency, right? Can you collaborate with travel vloggers and
Mm,
promote, endorse your services with
yeah.
them? So that's an example of a micro influencer collaboration. In the
Sure.
B2B space, you can try to collaborate with people who already have a good personal brand on LinkedIn. There are different ways in which you can do it. There are people who charge you for that. There are people who might be asking something else in return for that. So there is influencer marketing coming up in the B2B space as well. In fact, one of the articles that I wrote a few weeks back covers this extensively. So that's another way in which you can try to expand your presence. So SEO-led content, micro influencer collaborations, then uh, using new platforms. Like if you already have a decent presence on LinkedIn, can you start a new LinkedIn newsletter? That's another option for you to create one more channel for distribution, right? That's another thing. And another opportunity that I see is by so when usually people say social media, it's just about posting.
Yeah.
But are there other ways in which you can actually make use of social media? Let's say, for example, you work with a partner who maybe is selling something complementary to you. Uh,
Mm,
like I said, it depends on the niche you are in. This is something a lot of SaaS companies use, wherein they're selling a particular product and they partner with another SaaS company which brings in a complementary capability. So that going to market together by using the horsepower of both the companies, leveraging social media, email campaigns, PR, events, a lot of these can be an effective strategy for you to go from that. Once you have crossed that 0 to 1 journey, scaling can be done using a method like this. Then, like I said in the beginning, optimizing whatever you're doing today, making it a little better depending on the niche you are in, depending on the kind of customers you target. It can be about optimizing your Google ad campaigns. It can be about increasing the frequency of content creation. It can be about optimizing your email marketing campaigns. It can be about creating more personalized campaigns than just doing spray and pray. It can be focusing on account based marketing approach. So the options are plenty. Like I said, end of the day, it would boil down to what are the 2 3 things that you are good at doing or you think is practical and work for you given the limited resources and bandwidth you have, and then start doing those things and then scaling from there. Then looking at 10 different things which might look cool on the outset, but it might not work for you as a business. So every business is different.
Yeah.
So I usually don't give out or prefer to give out, here are
It's
10
not a
marketing
one size fits all
strategies.
kind of a
It's
thing.
not a
Yeah,
one size
I
fits all
agree.
approach. So I try
Mm.
to understand the business first and then suggest things. Maybe you should try this, but not this for this and this reason.